Yo, what's poppin', folks? Welcome to another episode of the Pop Podcast with Tigmatic. Episode 20. We on deck, you know what I'm saying? We on deck. Thanks to everybody for tuning in, you know what I'm saying?
I had to light my L real quick.
Yeah, I see you. You know what I'm saying? But let me do what I do first before I introduce you, good brother. You know what I'm saying? I want to say thanks to everybody that's been watching. You know, once again, y'all the reason why I keep going and doing what I'm doing out here. It's very much appreciated, all the love y'all been showing. And this past month, you know, it's been a good month for me. You know what I'm saying? So I want to say thank y'all. Thanks to the fans. Thanks to the youngins that's tuning in. Thanks to the old heads that's tuning in. And thanks to the in-between, because all y'all watching. And I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? So tonight, I bring y'all the Royal King Cash, you know what I'm saying? South Philadelphia native, you know what I'm saying?
The king.
Real spitter out here, you know what I'm saying? Producer and songwriter, you know what I'm saying? How you feeling, good brother? Welcome to the pot.
I'm all right. Good to be here.
Yeah, man, I'm happy that you're here, you know what I'm saying? Because we actually been trying to get this joint started since I started the podcast.
Right.
Like, you was one of the first ones that I reached out to, but, you know, timing wasn't right. You know what I'm saying? We had to get timing right. But now we here, like, you know what I'm saying? And the timing is right. You here, you know what I'm saying? And you ready to get the people some info, you know what I'm saying? So why don't we start with that? You know, tell the people about yourself, you know what I mean?
Well, you know, like my man Tig already said, it's King Cash, the Royal King Cash, you know.
Yeah, make sure you speak up so they can hear you too. Don't try to get all debonair for the bunnies watching. Yeah, you know.
No, I'm saying though, you know, I'm smoking this shit. You know, I'm in my zone. I'm actually in the studio now. Just finishing like some last tweaks on the project. Burn Better is dropping on the 25th. Entirely written and produced by me. I got a couple features on there from I'm not sure if you know, but you know, there are those that know about Strange Gang. My man Go Fresh. We got Slim Rocket on there, you know what I'm saying? We got my man Triz on there. We got my brother Blaze on there. We got a couple people on there, but mainly me, you know, I'm a one-stop shop boy, you know what I'm saying? It's always King Cash featuring King Cash. So, you know, I just wanted to bring
as it should, you know what I'm saying?
Different. Yeah, just bring a little different element this time, you know. So people that know me know I've been doing my thing for a minute. You know what I'm saying? I ain't no amateur.
That's a fact. That's definitely a fact. Hey, man, so tell the people about who you are as an artist, though. Like, how'd you get started in music? Like, let's just break it down. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get right to it today. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
I ain't gonna do all the talking around and all that. Because we know each other for real. So I ain't really got to do that for you, but I'm going to do that for the people.
That's why it's a little awkward, too, because I'm like, I don't know what to say to this nigga that you don't already know. You know what I'm
saying? Right. But for the people that's watching, you know, because it's people all over the world that watch, people in the UK, you know what I'm saying? People in London, Paris, like.
No, for sure.
There's some people that's watching, you know what I'm saying? That's why I started off. Shout out to them, you know what I'm saying? Because they people that's watching, and they people in the group too. You know, you in the group, so you already know how it is. There's all sorts of nationalities in there, you know what I'm saying? So it's from all over the globe. So tell those that don't know, you know what I'm saying? Get them acquainted with you.
Well, for those who don't know, I'm an artist. I'm a producer, engineer. I've been doing what I've been doing since 15. I'm 34 now. You know, at first I could kind of say it was more like, you know, I'm trying to get rich. I'm trying to be famous, you know what I'm saying, as I was younger. But now that I've grown into, you know, my maturity is more of a it's more of a, I feel like I'm more of a, like a newscaster. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like I want to let people know what's going on in the environment around me. And the people that do live in environments that are similar to mine, I want them to be able to listen to my music and relate to it.
Right.
You know, I always aspire to try to be as relatable as possible to as many people as possible. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
You
key.
know, that is key. And my goal is to create longevity with my music. You know, I want to make songs that you can listen to 5, 10, 20 years from now, still be able to relate to it, still be able to bop to it, still be able to you know, listen to it and it still sound like something fresh. I don't have like too many influences. I don't really follow by the normal guidelines of society when it come to rap. I ain't a drill rapper.
Right.
I ain't a gangster rapper. You know what I'm saying? I speak truth. You know what I'm saying? I'm a truth teller. You know what I mean? I you know, it got a little thug in it, but for the most part, you know, I'm kind of trying to I'm trying to clear that narrative of every rapper got to talk about killing somebody. Every rapper got to sell drugs. Every rapper got to do this. Every rapper got to do that. Like, you know, so I try not to make that the basis of my music. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. And I understand that because I said in a previous episode, when I had Fabian James on here, I literally said that, you know, everybody ain't a shooter. So everybody can't rap about being a shooter. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't a trapper. Everybody can't talk about trapping.
Facts.
And that's not discrediting them. You know what I'm saying? Because at one point I was both. So I was
Right.
rapping about both.
Well, see,
But
that's
I
what I'm
ain't that
saying.
no
Like,
more. So what else am I gonna rap about? I'm gonna rap about life. I'm gonna rap about what I am doing. I'm gonna rap about business. I'm gonna rap about what just happened to me yesterday. Or we need realistic music. You know what I'm saying? So I
I feel like,
understand that, and I've always understood that about you.
right. And I appreciate that.
Tell the people how you got started in that though. So tell the people, like, growing up, how was Cash as a youngin and how he got into the music? You wrote it on the bio, but once again, the people gotta know. You know what I'm
Exactly,
saying?
exactly. No, that is all good. So coming up, you know, just like anybody that was raised in the hood or came up, you know, in the hood, and you know, some people can't, you know, believe it or not, some people came up in the hood and didn't really have the struggle because, you
Never
know, their
struggle.
mom
That's
and
the
dad
fact.
might have had good jobs and just was kind of cheap with everything. So it's like, all right, we live in the projects, but we still got everything we ever wanted. You know what I'm saying? We just live in the projects. And then you got those that was like, we live in we live in a messed up area, but our lives is also, you know, in poverty. Like, you know, we eating oodles and noodles every day. You know, my mom, you know, she got an old Peter to pay Paul and do this and do, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, and then, you know, my pop wasn't in my life my whole life. You know what I'm saying? He doing what he doing, you know, everybody, you know, and I didn't really have an outlet. There was predominantly women that lived in my house. It was like me, my grandpa, and my baby brother at the time. I'm probably like 7, 8 years old. And it's my mom, my aunt, my grandpa, his girl at the time, her 3 daughters, you know what I'm saying? And my
Yeah.
sister, you know what I mean? So it's like,
Yeah, you know, I know, you know what I'm saying? I grew up
you see
right
what I'm saying?
around the corner from you.
Right.
You know what I'm
You see what I'm
saying?
saying?
Real
And
rap.
this before I moved to South Philly, to be honest with you.
Oh, so this is before then. Okay.
So
This
I'm
is
living in West, right off of Haverford, if I'm not
where
mistaken.
what you so you was at in the bottom?
No, so this was like 56 and like right off of like 56
Okay, so
and Haverford.
you was like a little up there, but still near the bottom.
Yeah, yeah. Either way, niggas, we was poor.
Yeah, it
You know
was
what I'm saying? Either
crazy
way,
out
we
there.
was
It was
poor.
crazy out there. I get
You see
it.
what I'm saying? Either way, we was poor. So my whole thing is where I'm trying to get at is I didn't really have like it wasn't a lot of male figures in my family to be like, yo, let's go outside play football. Yo, let's go outside play basketball. You know what I'm saying? Let's go outside do this. We watching videos all day, dog. You know what I'm saying? I'm with the girls, they taking over the TV. You know what I'm saying? I'm watching videos all day because I'm kind of subjected to it. I'm either watching videos or, I got a homie, but he wanted to skate and shit. You know what I'm saying? He was a skateboard boy. And I'm like, I don't really skateboard. You know what I mean? So I'm in the crib watching videos. That in turn kind of turned into, I think I want to do music. You know what I mean? My dad at the time was a manager and like, almost like a father figure for a group in Texas called Tigmatic. You know what I mean? He's significantly older than everybody in the group, but my cousin was like, not I want to say the leader because it wasn't really a leader, but he kind of was like the engine of the group. And
Right.
I started looking up to him. He kind of was doing his thing. They doing shows opening up for Redman, Method Man, Erykah Badu, stuff like that. You know what I mean? And I'm looking like, wow, like he get to get on the mic, tell his truth, and everybody want to hear it. That's what I want to do. So at this time, I'm 9, moved to Texas when I was like 8. I'm 9 now, trying to cultivate my sound. I'm rapping, doing my thing. My pop just was like trying to put me in the studio, not for me to drop music, but for me to more so make music so I could hear myself and critique my voice and my voice presence and, how I wanted to sound, stuff like that. And that in turn, make a long story short, that in turn kind of turned into, as I'm getting older, I'm around like 15, 16 now. I started making my own beats. I started going to like studios in Philly. They was kind of giving me the runaround and BSing me. Everybody kind of got their favorites. So, they want to make this person music sound good. But when I come around, since I'm unknown, we gonna kind of give him the bare minimum type ish. You know what I'm saying? So that's cool. I'm gonna learn how to do it myself. So that's what I, started doing. And since I was 15, man, it's been up from there. It's just been nonstop,
Yeah. You know what's crazy? I talked to Rawway today, right?
That's my bad, Reese.
Yeah, and he was telling me when you was younger, because you is younger than us. So he was telling me like, and I never knew this, but he was telling me like, yo, like when he was younger, I used to just tell everybody like, yo, just let him come in and let him do what he wanted in that John with the beats and all that.
Now, he not lying, bro. Like when I first met Rawway, I probably was like 18. I want to say
he
like
said
18.
he was a young boy. He said that. He said he was a young boy.
Yeah,
and he was trying to get into it.
I'm just remembering.
But I didn't even know you rapped until that day. It was me, you, and E. We was sitting on the corner of 17th Street because that was our stoop. Everybody was on that corner.
Mm-hmm.
And Joey pulled up. And he said something to you about rapping. And I was like, you rap? And he was like, yeah, I rap. And I was like, let me hear something. And you was acting like you didn't want to rap at first. And I'm like, yo, let me hear something, man. Stop playing. And you went in and, bro, you was fire. So, like, I knew that you had something then. You know what I'm saying? And it's just that every time we ran into each other, it was always starting to become in traffic because you was moving, shaking and moving. And I was doing what I was doing. So we ain't never get to lay nothing. You know what I'm saying? But I knew you was fire. Every time I seen you, the first thing I would always say to you, I look on your feet and be like, oh, I like them jumps. That was every time I seen you, I would talk about whatever kicks you had on.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
It's funny because nobody really knew, but like I was always like a loner type boy.
You was a quiet young boy.
Right.
So like that's how I didn't know you rap. Like, and everybody else knew, but I didn't know. So when you told like when you spit, I was like, wow. Like,
so look,
okay.
This is the whole thing. Like being as though I moved back and forth from Texas to Philly a lot, it kind of kept me from being able to obtain a friendship and a relationship with like a block of, you know what I'm saying, a block of homies. Like I couldn't really develop a relationship with nobody because it was like, okay, I'm here for a couple years, go back to Texas, come back to Philly. I'm not even in the same part of Philly I was in before.
Yeah,
I
you
ain't in
definitely
West
was
now, I'm in
gone
South.
for a minute. So let's talk about that. You talk about moving around, right?
Right.
So what was going on in life that you had to move around? Like talk about it a little bit.
So my mom live in Philly and my pop live in Texas. You see what I'm saying? So
Okay.
it was like I got brothers and sisters here and over there. You know what I mean? When life kind of, my first initial move was because, life just, it was kind of circumstantial. You know what I mean? Life kind of wasn't really good. My surroundings wasn't really good for me. And
Right.
where my pop was living, and rest in peace with my stepmom, I met
Rest
her
in
when I
peace.
was eight.
Rest in peace.
I met her when I was 8. She just passed last year. She was the one that gave me a structured environment and, made sure I was on top of my academics and made sure that, when we went out to places, I wasn't slouching in my seat and I wasn't, I was using yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir. She taught me proper etiquette, that a lot of people to this day still lack, even as adults. You know what I mean? Even with saying that, I try to implement a lot of that into my music just to like try to bring back a sense of gentleman, a sense of a gentleman-like type of character.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
that
saying?
chivalry is definitely dead in a way.
Bro,
Sad.
I was just not to really get off subject. I was just looking at something online like a couple days ago. There's some schools that are giving chivalry classes. Like they have to actually sit young boys down and when you're going out with your date to open the door for her and try to reassure, ask her like, is she okay? Does she need something to drink? Just try to, give some type of like hospitality. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of young men, man, they don't care about nothing. So that's how they carry it. And that ain't never good, man.
Yeah, yeah. So growing up in the house, you just broke that down. So how did you develop your sound? Like who was the one around you that helped you develop your sound as a youngin? Because you was around a whole bunch of grown folks. Even coming down to SP, you was around people that was older than you. So who
Yeah,
was the one that was pushing you to really like go in and you started to develop the sound to the way that it sounds now? Because bro, when I know that with time comes wisdom and things like that, but as a youngin, you sounded like, well, not sounded, but you sound like you had a lot of wisdom then.
yeah.
So who helped you develop that?
So you got to peep, kind of referring to what I was saying when I initially moved to Texas. I was around a bunch of older people. It was my pop, you know what I'm saying? The group that he was managing, they are like between 25 and 27. I'm 9. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it's like everybody is significantly older than me. You know what I'm saying? And it's like,
Was it a
when
culture shock for you?
it was in a sense of like, you 9 years old, if you want to continue to stay around and be around us, you have to show a certain level of maturity so that we can at least we can at least kind of deal with you a little bit. It's like, all right, you're already 9, we already smoking weed around you, that's already kind of a no-no.
Right.
You know what I mean? But you
But you
mature
still a
enough.
kid. You still a
Right,
kid.
I'm still a
Even
kid,
you know
and
what
I
I'm
always
saying?
been
You gotta
tall
have
and
that
kind of mature for
bravado
my age
to
too.
be a little older, but you're still a young boy.
Right, right. But it's like he a little taller. That kind of would throw people off a little bit because it's like, all right, he 9, but he like 5'7". You know what I'm saying? 5'8". Like, you know what
Right.
I mean? And it's like, all right, you kind of forget that I'm as young as I am because you got to remember I'm still trying to low key hold a facade. Like I'm older, I could be around y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. I'm cool. I'm one of the fellas. Sometimes my pop would be like, nah, you know, we about to, you know, it's about to be some broads coming here. They about to have some girls in here, something like that. You know, I'm about to take you home. And it's like, now I gotta go home, you know. I'm trying to chill with the gang. You know, everybody in the studio, everybody smoking, everybody rapping, and it's like getting used to that down south sound, the heavy 808s, the repetitive snares and hi-hats, you know what I'm saying? And listening to that, and then coming back to Philly, and it's like the beats ain't as hard. You know, they might be a little bit slower, you know, at that time. This is probably like this is probably like 2005, 2006. I came back to Philly. And you know, everybody was kind of on the state property, rock, you know, it was all about the rock at the time. And
Yeah,
then, you know,
it was the rock, it was State Prop and the Figures. That's
you see
all
what I'm
we
saying?
that's
Right.
all we
That's
was
literally
all
what
on back then.
so I'm
Like,
more so gravitated to like the PD crack type of sound. You know what I'm saying?
I could
Because
see that. I could see that. Cause you got the
right. Now you got a
yeah, I could
peep.
see that.
Now look, now you got a peep. Coming from Texas, my favorite rapper was DMX. So like my first couple raps was like in a DMX kind of style. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Just like on some like kind of, you know, kind of hard, not really no bars, just like all like, you know, talking to you type of work. You know what I mean? But I'm 9, so I'm telling you like, yeah, I walk a park, but I gotta be home before dark, and you know what I'm saying? I'm 9, bro. Like, so this is the content at the time. Me coming back to Philly with choices of my own, because I'm like, you know, I'm homesick. I want to be back with my mom, all that type of stuff. I come back to Philly, and now it's like, it ain't no structure. It's we back to the streets now. My mom like, all right, well, you the oldest of your brothers and sisters.
yeah.
I
So
got
you
2
had to
jobs.
adjust,
I need you to watch the kids while I'm at work. You know what I'm
right?
saying? And now I'm around a different type of group of kids. So now they like, yo, we ain't gotta come to class. Like, you can skip class and we can go smoke some weed and go do this. And it's like, go smoke some weed. Like, last time I smoked some weed, I was probably like 11 on some sneaky
Right.
type stuff.
So as you know, going back and forth, you develop this sound, right? As you develop this sound, what was your rap name then?
Young Leaf.
Young Leaf. Everybody was throwing the young on the name back
I was
then.
one of the first like young.
Everybody was doing that back then.
Yeah. Everybody was
Because young Chris and
right,
young Leaf.
right,
So everybody
right.
was young this, young
Everybody
that,
was young.
young
Yeah,
this.
everybody was young, right? And I spelled
Yeah,
mine Y-U-N-G, not Y-O-U-N-G.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was Y-U, it was Young Leaf, you know what I'm saying, for a while. And you know, I'm not really claiming a block, but I'm running with certain cats. You know what I'm saying? I'm running with certain
Yeah, you
dudes.
shaking and moving with certain ones. The
You know
same
what I
thing for
mean?
me because I
And
wasn't always into the streets and all that. And at a
but that's
certain
what
age,
kind of,
I got into the
bro,
streets.
that's what kind of introduced me to the streets, because it's like, yo, like, I ain't got nothing else to do. And like, people see him and they're like, yo, what's up? Like you around, like, who is you? Like, and I'm telling people who I am, and I'm establishing relationships off of me knowing how to rap. Cause I'm not coming from a street background. I'm like 15 at the time, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
at this time, it's like, oh, for real? Like, well, we be having guns and we be doing this and we be doing that. And it's like, oh shit, like, all right,
Oh,
like,
watch them out. Watch them out. Keep it clean.
oh yeah, my fault. My fault.
It's
It was
cool.
getting gritty. You know what I mean? But no, yeah, you know, they like, you know, we got weapons, we got this, we got that, you know, all
No,
this
I'm
street
saying
stuff.
that part you can say. I'm just saying the cursing part. That's all. You good on.
Right.
You good on
I'm
everything
just trying to
else.
watch
Like,
look, now I'm trying to watch everything, you know what I mean? But no, for sure. I just, you know, at that time I was just heavily influenced by what everybody else around me was doing. I didn't really have no friends, so it was like the guys that I was seeing, this the activity that y'all doing, like, all right, like, what we doing? You know what I'm saying? And so that was that for a while. And you know, ended up
Yeah,
getting booked.
so eventually you became a product of your environment at some point in time.
Right.
Right. So I
Eventually,
get that because, like I said, it was the same for me. I wasn't always doing none of that stuff that I just mentioned early on in the episode.
right.
You know me, bro. So, like,
That's
I
what I'm saying.
wasn't doing none of that until I was damn near like 23, 24 for real, for real.
Right.
I was a solid dude, like a solid clean shooter, like straight job bull. I always had the little fast food gigs in
Right.
school and all that.
Right.
And it wasn't until then that I started shaking and moving with the people I was shaking and moving with that I got into all that. You know what I'm saying? And even then I still was the type to separate myself from them for a little while just to do me on the low, and people ain't know what I was doing until things start happening, and then they like, oh, you was doing that. So I get that. So when you come back to SP, who was you doing music with?
So that's where I was about to get to. As far as like the influence, you know, remember I already had that
SP
Texas.
is South Philly, folks, for those that don't know.
Right,
You know,
right.
that's,
SP is South Philly.
you know,
D is
South
South Philly.
Philadelphia.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
So look, Pete, you know, referring to what I was saying, you know, I already kind of got like a small foundation of type of music I'm, you know, influenced by from the South already. Coming back to Philly, everybody is putting, you know, this like battle rap era. You know what I'm saying? So it's like now it's like people like the homies telling me you can rap, bro, but you gotta like have some bars. So I'm like,
You gotta change it up. Yo, I'm gonna be real,
so I'm
yo. I
like,
understand that
hold
because
on. So
look,
I'm like,
I went from, hold on, before you even
hold on.
finish. I understand that, right? I understand that for this one reason, right? Bro, I came from Philly and came down here, and they like, bro, you all lyrical and everything. Like, you, that ain't even how we rap. Like, I had to figure out they do rap. They lyrical down here, but they lingo is different and how they format is different. So I had to figure it out. So it's the same thing. So when you came back up top and they told you that, did you take offense to it or did you just get back to the drawing board?
So I always been like an easy person to like, that's one thing my pop always told me to like implement in my character, like be able to take constructive criticism. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, my pop wasn't always in my life. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to make him out to be a saint. I'm just not going to talk bad about him. But the jewels that
I
he
mean,
did,
but we're going to talk about that in the second half
we gonna
anyway.
talk about
We're a
that.
couple minutes away from that anyway.
But
You know what I'm
the
saying? So when
the
you want to
jewels
talk
that he
about
used to
that, we got
drop
a
on
couple
me,
minutes for that.
right? But the jewels that he used to try, the jewels that he used to drop on me was important. So he used to be like, be able to take constructive criticism. You know what I'm saying? And so when people used to be like, yo, like, you know, these is like my homies. These are guys that I'm around. So it wasn't like I was garbage. So it wasn't like, man, that's corny. Like, it was like, yo, like, what you saying is dope, but like, you gotta get off the porch a little bit with that joint, bro. Like,
Sometimes people don't catch up to you because they don't see your vision. Like that's another thing I was talking about previously. So I understand it. Continue.
So for a while, my music and that transition was like, it was hard. You know what I'm saying? When I was 16, I got my first burner. You know what I mean? So, you know, I'm bored. You know what I mean? I'm walking around. I got my John. You know what I'm saying? I ain't really selling a lot of. You know what I mean? But I'm doing a little bit of something. And you know, I'm thinking I'm doing something. You know what I mean? And that's what my music kind of reflected at that time. A couple years go by, I get booked. I feel like when I got booked was like a gift and a curse. I was booked for 20 months, and that was when I really found myself. You know what I'm saying? Like I found like who I am. Like, okay, this is me. I have to unapologetically be myself, and it still wasn't at 100%. It just was significantly more than what it was before. So when I came home when I was almost 18. was like August or September of 07. I came home and I was back on the rap stuff, you know what I'm saying? And this time I was able to implement my goal from then into now was always like, I want to make radio music my way. So my formula was always, I'm gonna give you the street lyrics with a little, you know, I'm gonna learn you something a little bit, but the lyrics still gonna be street, and I'm gonna give you some bars, right?
Right.
The hook gonna be catchy. The hook gonna be catchy as if a radio drum, and I need the beat to smack.
Yeah.
So that's always been my formula since then, and I just been trying to make it better and better and better and better, and just cultivate it, and you know what I'm saying, just make it me.
Yeah, so that's how you became the one-man band boy.
That's how I became the one-man band boy. It's funny,
Yeah.
when I got booked, my name went from Young Leaf to GT Cash.
Yeah.
My name was GT Cash for like, I don't know, like, I think like just the time I was booked, I was GT Cash, and the GT, so the GT stood for get that. So it was like get that cash. You know what I'm saying? The cash was always
Yeah, that's
spelled with a K.
actually a hot rap name. Like, I don't know why you changed it. You know what I'm saying?
So,
I can understand why now because you're older, so you wanted to give it a little bit more elegance. And
right.
but even that name right there, GT Cash, like that's
Yeah.
hot. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's a hot rap name. So
Okay. I appreciate that.
we at that half hour mark, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So tell me, you know what I'm saying? Tell the people a bit, like, what are some obstacles in life that you had to go through? Like you said, you ain't struggled too much, but there are some things. So tell the people a little bit about whatever it is in life that you went through that was a hard situation for you in life while being an artist. How did you get through it? You know what I'm saying? Like, tell them a little bit about that. You know what I'm saying?
So I struggled a whole lot, bro. I ain't even gonna cap to you. I struggled a whole lot. I don't believe in inviting people to a pity party. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I try
That's
not to
what this
make
lane is for. You know what I'm saying? This is the
right,
place for that.
right. So you know, if people have questions, I got answers. If people, you know, they want to wonder about this or they, you know, they got questions about that, I got answers. You know what I mean? But that's not something that I always glorify about in my regular conversation. You're gonna hear about my struggles in my music. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? When I was 19, I was homeless in Texas, living in a cardboard box under a bridge, bro. You know what I'm saying? For
Damn, bro.
probably like 4 to 6 weeks.
So
You know what
like
I'm saying? Like,
so wait, how did that happen? Like, I mean, like, what was the situation that
so
caused that,
look,
and
like I
how did you
said,
get yourself up out of that?
I was always back and forth to Texas. This particular time, I'm in Philly. I'm probably like 18, 19. Remember I said I came home when I was 17, 18, 19, roll around. This same year, my living situation wasn't so good. My pop was saying that, you know, he can put me in a better situation. I should be in Texas. You know what I mean? I didn't know that he was coercing both his children mothers, both my stepmoms, into coming down there. I didn't know that he was in prison at the time. Little did I know their living situation wasn't going so well either. I get down there, not knowing any of this. I'm like, damn. I'm like, well, where my pop at? You know, my mom telling me, you know, he in prison. Oh man, okay. So, you know, we get through that, you know, and I ain't gonna say too much, but you know, nobody had jobs, so nobody was able to pay any of the bills. So you know what happens after that. Stuff
Yeah,
start running
it's
up.
hard times, hard
Now you gotta
times.
go. You know what I mean? So my mama,
What
she
was that
has
like
some,
though? I mean, like, cause you just described saying like you was living in a cardboard box. Like,
yeah.
was it like you literally was in the cardboard
Like
box with it?
I literally like so that's what I'm saying, bro. Like when we went down, we had to leave the house, left the house, put everything that we had in the vehicle. It's about 7 of us packed in an SUV.
Man.
And my mama pregnant at the time. So we drive a couple hours down to her hometown in Wichita Falls, Texas. And she was trying to stay with some people. They didn't really have a lot of room. So the person that was able to house us, man, her situation was bad. She, you know, it just wasn't good. And I couldn't stay there just because it was just like a health hazard, like literally. And that was my only thing. Like, I tried to stay in the truck for a while, but then eventually the truck got taken. And so that's what I had to resort to. You know, I was outside in a cardboard box. You know, I'm 19 at the time, so I'm not really knowing, you know, my survival skills ain't as up to par as they are now. You know, being put in that situation
That sound
now.
like it was a hard situation though. So
Yeah,
you
man,
was in survival mode. You know what I'm saying?
It was nice. I cried
And I've
myself
been
to sleep,
homeless
man,
before
as a
as
grown
well. My
man.
mom, we was homeless as well. You know, and we had to stay in. We was in a shelter though. We stayed in the shelter on Woodstock Street in North Philly. You know what I'm saying? And that was hard times. Like we fell on hard times and we was homeless. So I understand that, man. Damn. Like
So
what was it like in Wichita though? Like was it because that's Texas, you know, like I'm gonna keep it real. Like they say that's one of the most crazy. They still got sundown towns there. Like
so Texas was almost a country. That's how big it is, right? Back in the day, like way back in the day. You know, colonial days when they was figuring out, you know, what areas belong to who. Texas was almost made a country. So this part of Wichita Falls, Texas, the population was probably like maybe 15,000-20,000.
yeah, small. Yeah,
Very small. Very
yeah,
small. Everybody know everybody. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Dirt. A lot of the areas had like dirt roads. You know what I'm saying? At this time, it was just that was the I'm gonna say the second time. This was probably the second time that I attempted at selling drugs. I was selling $100 slabs. You know what I'm saying? That's what they was calling them back then. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? You'd go to somebody and you was grabbing your heart or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I was, you know, at this time I didn't really know a lot of people, but the couple of people that I was initiated with, you know, they was some gang banging dudes. You know what
right.
I mean? And you know, I ain't saying no names or nothing like that,
Yeah,
but
yeah. We like look, I get it, cause like I
yeah,
said, that's why I said the way I said it, I was shaking and moving with who I was shaking and moving. They
right,
know who
right,
they
right,
is, and they actually watch the show, and they be calling me like, "Yo, this is what you doing now? That's dope." But I get
yeah,
it.
yeah.
So, yeah, man. I think that it takes a lot to go through that in life and still be able to persevere and still have your head on straight.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you overcome that? Like, and what was it that kept you going?
Um, to be honest with you, it was just me just wanting to be always have this image of me as like this big figure. You know what I'm saying? Like I have this image of myself as this big figure. Like throughout my whole life, I feel like I'm just trying to find ways and, you know, scenarios and what I need to get through to be able to become this person. So I feel like during that time, especially, it was just like, this ain't me. I never wanted to be a bum. You know, I never wanted to be like this person. Like I said, I didn't cry. It's nice. I didn't cry myself to sleep. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, just like that, like, I don't want to be living like this. You know, I'm hungry.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I can't even go and get me no food. Like, I don't even have no money to get me no food. I ain't got no phone or nothing to call nobody or nothing. Like, I don't have nothing. You know what I mean? And you know, my stepmom, she put me in a position to where, you know, I was moving what I was moving, you know what I mean? And you know, I thank God that I didn't I thank God that I was smart enough to not be put in no situation that could have got me killed. You know what I'm saying?
You know, God watch over you your whole life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the things that's meant for you, that's meant to happen in your life, were meant to happen to get to the point that you are now. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And through it all, you just gotta remember that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, like I said, I remember being homeless as well. And it wasn't just as a kid. I was homeless as an adult as well. You know what I'm saying? And I
Yeah.
was sleeping on my man couch at one point, until I found out what I was going to do. Like, and you know, things got the way they got. And then I came back home to mom's, and like I was trying to figure it out on my own because I didn't want to live with my mom. Like,
Mm-hmm.
my mom kicked me out. Like, you gotta get out because I was being
I've been there
disrespectful.
too.
I was doing the things I was doing. So you know what I'm saying? And yeah, man. So I understand that, but God had a plan for you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And at some point in time in life, things got better. So,
Right.
which leads to my next question.
Mm-hmm.
What's the name of the project you got coming? Tell the people about it, and
So
tell the people uh, the whole energy behind this project.
so as everybody know, like we started the interview off with the hat on fire. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, show them again. Hey, do it again. You know what I'm
You
saying?
see,
They ain't.
you talking about,
I seen it, but they ain't see that part because we didn't go live until then.
oh, you said
You
we
know
ain't
what I'm
gonna lie.
saying?
So look, the whole thing behind the hat on fire was always like, you know, my homie Brandon, shout out to B Suave. He was like, bro, you know, everybody rap, bro. Like, what is something that you can do that's different that everybody else ain't doing? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And you know, it took me a while to figure it out. You know what I mean? It took me a while to try to find something, you know, to do. But eventually, you know, I found something that people would be like, what is he doing? How is he doing
Yeah.
that? Why would he do that? You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I would do it and I would like have one of my songs playing and I would spit one of my songs at the same
Yeah,
time.
that was catchy. That was real catchy. And the first time I seen you do that was on the freestyle that I posted in the group.
Uh-huh.
And people in the group really like your freestyle on that, Jones. So
Appreciate that.
tell the
You
people
know.
about some singles you got going right now, and
So if you
what
can
they can
I'm on
expect on this project you got going.
right. So you can find me on, you know, type my name in exactly how you see it, no spaces, no capitals, the Royal King Cash. I'm on all platforms. Even if you on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, you want to put a song in while you're doing your video, I'm on there too. Just type in the Royal King Cash. I got a couple singles that's out now. Actually, I got King Ways that's out right now. Zombies, Goblins, and Ghosts is out right now, and the project is called Burn Better. It drops this month on the 25th. Yeah, man. You know, everything by me. The Royal King Cash featuring King Cash. You know what I'm saying? The quality just getting better. The music just getting better. The flows is just getting more articulate. You know, I feel like my music is not for certain people. You know, I've come to understand that and be content with it. You know, I used to always be like, man, I want everybody to like my music, everybody. And don't get me wrong, I still do.
It
But
don't
I
go like that though.
understand that my
Somebody
music
gonna
ain't for
catch. Some
everybody.
people gonna take to it. Some people not.
Exactly. And I'm cool with
And
that. I'm cool with that
that's
now.
what I had to learn as well. Like I got people that be like, no, I don't even. You are all right, but then I got a lot of people that be like, yo, that's hot.
Right.
You different.
Right.
And then the fact that I got a piece of my brain missing the size of a golf ball and still catching cadences and spitting what I spit, it really throw people off. Like, damn, like, you know. So for a lot of people, when they see it, it's like they take to it like, damn, like, bull really got something. And that's how I felt when I first heard you. And then when I heard you more than once, like when we was on y'all steps, we was on the steps, and all y'all was out there, and Dom was out there, and I was with Dom Dada, you know what I'm saying? And we was floating, and we all spit right in front of y'all crib that day, and you spit, and I was like, yo, yeah, we got a link, but we never got the link. But now we could do that now. You got your own stew, I got my own stew.
Right.
We can just go in, bro. So, you know.
No, that's real.
Time has permitted itself to make things happen and things come around full circle now. You know what I'm saying?
No, facts.
I always been the studio ball for years now, since '05. So like I've been carrying it like that since '05. Like I always had a studio. So like that's one thing that I always wanted to make sure I had, because I like to record people. For one, it wasn't even always it wasn't really about me. Like, and that's one thing I think that a lot of people used to say to me, like back then, like, yo, you always recording everybody when your jank gonna drop. But I ain't about myself. I'm about helping my folks, and my folks is our people. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like a community studio. It wasn't the whole community, but it was a nice little community amount of the community. You know what I'm saying? And like once you told me you had your joint, I would call you to my joint, and you like, yo, I'm in the booth making a beat right now. Like,
no, for real, yeah, you know how I work.
So like you was honing your craft, and I understood that because I was in there making beats, honing mine. So look, you know, things go the way they supposed to go for a reason, and I commend you, man. I want to say keep doing what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? You're going up already, as you know, the people can see, like when they go on to Facebook, if y'all see it on the Facebook, I dropped his numbers for that specific reason.
Yeah, that was
his numbers is what they is because the man spitting some fire out here, and he's spitting some good music, some reality music out here. It's real lyrical. It's real catchy. Got some bops. You know what I'm saying?
And I appreciate that. You know what's crazy though? I was just telling a friend of mine, I was telling her, I'm like, yo, my fan base predominantly white people.
Hey man, that's how it is for me, bro. Bro, like I understand because you know, I got black fans too. I got black fans, but my fans predominantly white too, because I do get a lot of that too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I like whoever like my music. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's no disrespect to anybody. Like I want fans of all races. Like I said, and my show ain't just for black people. I'm about to throw a whole bunch of mixtures up in here real quick, and they gonna see that. You know, and that's coming because I'm trying to do it like city based, but I did Philadelphia on a Stir in the Pot episode. Excuse me, I'm all over the place today, but I did a Stir in the Pot episode with somebody from Philadelphia, so I had to get somebody on the pot from Philadelphia again. But now I had Chicago on here. Now next is Miami, because I already got North Carolina on here a couple times. So now it's Miami and then the West Coast. And New York, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to have it all around the board, and it's going to be all different mixtures of people. So a fan base is a fan base, bro. Don't matter what color you are, you know what I'm saying? They support you is what matter most. And I want to say keep grinding, man, because that's something that's going to make you elevate, you know what I'm saying? Stay humble, stay 10 toes down, bro, because, like, the people want to hear good content anyway. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to the music. All right, let me ask you. We got 10 minutes left, so we're going to get into it. How you feeling about this Kendrick and Drake situation?
Oh man, I almost forgot about that. I mean, it's funny,
I mean,
man.
say what you feel, good brother.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not. All right, let me start off by saying this. I'm not a biased person, okay? So it's
Right.
not like I'm not a hardcore Kendrick fan. I'm not a hardcore Drake fan. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I'm a
I'm not a
fan.
hardcore fan of either, so I get it.
Right. I'm a fan of hip hop, right? I'm a fan of rap. Coming from where we come from,
Right.
in order for
Hey.
you to have established that you were a good rapper, you had to prove yourself before you started like making music and shit, like and
Right.
stuff.
That's
My
a
fault.
fact. You had the battle, you had to
You
do
had to
all that.
battle.
Like,
If it wasn't a
yeah,
face-to-face battle, it was a song battle. You rapped
yeah,
over
that's a
something.
fact.
You did something to prove yourself, right? Now there's none of that. There's just you just drop music, right?
Yeah.
So I say that to say when it comes to the element of lyricism,
Right.
who out-rapped who?
Who out rapped who?
I'm gonna have to give it to K-Dot.
K Dot out rap thing?
Huh?
I would agree. I would agree there. But this is what I'm gonna say. If he would have just straight rapped through the whole battle, the singing thing, the whole singing part is where he kind of like messed his own self up. Because going against a dude like Kendrick, you can't try to make bops because then he gonna be like, oh, all right, you trying to make bops? Watch this. And then he came out with a bop, and his bop was harder, pause, than his, yeah. Pause. You know what I'm saying? Than his though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he made a crazier bop, and then the beat was just masterpiece right there. Like Mustard came in with the
Shout out to
delivery
DJ
on the
Mustard.
808s and everything, and he just that joint went through the roof.
No, for real.
You know what I'm saying? It went through
I
the
feel
roof.
like
The Euphoria joint, the Alchemist really like, you know, that's what he do. He specialized in making, you know, murder music. Like, so like
no,
that
the
was
beat definitely was sinister. I feel like
it very sinister.
I feel
It was
like
very sinister. So it was like even on the third verse of Euphoria, like he didn't even go hard at him. It was like he was trying to talk to him, like, yo, listen, I ain't even really want to do this, but you took it there. So once you mentioned my folks,
man,
I gotta do what I gotta do. You know what I'm saying? And I understood it, but
I'm not gonna lie.
I'll say this about Drake. Drake did what Drake do. You know what I'm saying? Drake, he try to make bops out of everything. He'll even when he dissing you, he gonna try to make it an anthem, but he just couldn't simply do that. Now, maybe to the fans that's really like rocking with him like that, you know, his day one fans, they gonna say, "What? Kendrick lost and all that." But if you really dissecting the bars, lyric like bar for bar, and dissect everything that this man is saying, bro, like you really know that Bull was going in on him. Like he really was going in. Like,
Bro. And that's my whole thing. That's what I was about to say. That's my whole thing. Like, even if I feel like even if Drake didn't sing and he did rap, I still don't feel like he's lyrically better than Kendrick Lamar.
yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree with that.
Drake,
And there's people
don't
probably
get me wrong,
watching
I'm
this,
not
John,
taking
and they
nothing
like,
away from his
we tripping.
artistry, bro.
But like,
I'm not taking nothing away from his artistry.
I feel like what he did was a little different. You know what I'm saying? Like it was different. It was something that a lot of people couldn't touch on.
I just feel like some people are stronger than others. You know what I'm saying? And that's okay. I feel like, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not taking nothing away from Drake's artistry. He's a fantastic artist. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's a dope artist. But when we're talking about lyrical ability,
Yeah.
we're talking about lyrical ability. We're not talking about,
Or as I was saying on the
oh,
phone with you, lyrically
bro,
fit.
he sold this many records more than him. I don't care about that. I don't care about that. I'm talking about are we talking about rap? Are we talking about rap here? Or are we
Yeah.
talking about Billboard charts? You see what I'm saying?
And
And
people
that's what I
really
think.
do
That's
take
what
it
I think
there
that
too, and they
people
say that. They
forgetting.
do say that. They say that, oh, he got this, he got that.
That's
That's
okay.
cool.
That's
And that
okay.
was the same thing they did with Pusha T, but look what happened. Pusha T came out and he just, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was just one of them. Like, and it's the same thing all over again because they already know what angle to go because they know you're it's like one trick pony-ish. Like,
Mm-hmm.
that's how that was. So it was like, we know which way you about to go, so we about to come from different angles now. And when a person come from different angles, it's kind of hard for you to try to go back to the drawing board when they ain't even giving you enough time to go back to the drawing board. You know what I'm saying? So like
Yo.
that was the whole thing, and they was dropping back to back. But the thing that made it different was the simple fact that he chose to pick the beats that he picked purposely for timing, and you can hear it. You can hear it. So yeah, man, I agree with you there. So if one thing life has taught you, what is that?
You said if one thing life taught
If
me,
it's one thing life taught you, what would that be?
be patient.
Okay. Be patient.
Be
Care to
patient.
tell the people why?
Whatever's gonna happen for you, it's gonna happen. Don't rush it. Don't try to find the easier way about it. Whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. Just keep doing the
Yeah.
right thing. Do what you gotta do. Focus on you. Mind your business.
Yeah.
And everything, you know what I'm saying? That's how the universe works. Like when you put out good energy come back. When you put out negative energy come back. You know what I'm saying? So if you always on the negative, what you think gonna happen? You know what I'm saying? 1
That's
plus
a
1 is
fact.
2. So it's like, you know, you gotta think
Yeah,
before you
man,
do
that's
stuff.
dope, man. So I want to say to you, thank you for coming on for one. For
For
two,
sure.
you got to come back. We're going to do a Stir in the Pot episode, so that's coming too.
Mm-hmm.
You want to do any shout outs before you go? We got a few minutes before we cut the live off.
Yeah, for sure.
We
You
have
already know,
57
man.
minutes.
Shout out my man Slim Rocket, you know. Shout out everybody at the Druids Keep, you know. Everybody who know I love them, You know what I mean? Shout out my man Triz. Shout out my man Blaze. You know what I mean? Shout out my man Watt. My man B Suave. Shout out Dave Literal. South Philly. That's damn. You probably know him as something else.
All right. Well, I want to give a special shout out to Hustle 215 Radio,
For sure.
DJ Cool G's, Reese Broadway, High Maintenance Lifestyle, BCMG, DDS, our sponsorship site, demonicbrand.com. Check their site out, y'all. Check them out. You know what I mean? Get drippy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. So I want
The
to
Royal
say
King Cash. Make sure y'all hit that joint right there. What's on this side? Yeah, right here.
go
The Royal
following,
King
y'all.
Cash. Go on, type
Following,
that in. You know what I mean?
like, share, subscribe, y'all. And on that note, I am your host, Tigmatic. Thank you for watching the pot, and
It's
we
your
out.
king.